be a villain at heart, but that doesn't make her a bad person. Being chosen to go to Auradon Prep really changed her for the better. Coincidentally, it also fueled the Isle of the Lost rebellion. Mal and her friends are about to face their biggest challenge yet, and we can't wait to see what the outcome is. In the meantime, let's take a look at how much Mal has evolved since we first met her. Mal is easily one of the best Descendants characters ever. She's smart, brave, and everything we'd want in a ruler. Unfortunately for her, she was born on the wrong side of the tracks, or in her case, on the wrong side of the ocean. Being the daughter of the almighty Maleficent is a tough act to follow, but when we first meet Mal, she's determined to make her mother proud. Problem is, there's no pleasing Maleficent, so as a result, Mal is used to letting people down and going back on her word. At first glance, Mal's a mean girl who loves to cause chaos. She devises evil plans and torments those who get in her way. In fact, she's got quite the reputation on the Isle of the Lost. Mal was raised to detest beautiful surroundings and enjoy the uglier things in life. We're not kidding. She literally steals candy from a baby right before our eyes. To make her mother proud, Mal pushes people away and keeps a sour look on her face at all times. But deep down, Mal can't help but wonder about the finer things life has to offer. The young villain spent so much time living in her mother's shadow that she's dying to become her own person. And luckily for her, she's about to be given the opportunity to do just that.
You four have been chosen to go to a different school in Auradon.
Living on the Isle of the Lost isn't exactly fun, but it's the only thing that Mal knows. So when Maleficent reveals that Mal, Jay, Evie, and Carlos have been chosen to attend Auradon Prep, she's definitely a little excited. But you wouldn't know this by looking at her. She is ice cold. Here's where things start getting a little complicated for Mal. Maleficent tasks the VKs with stealing the fairy godmother's wand, who happens to be the headmistress at Auradon Prep. Although the request sounds simple enough, it's actually super risky. Because, well, if Mal fails, she and the other VKs will be sent back to the Isle of the Lost for good. But what Mal's most worried about is letting her mother down. This is especially true since Maleficent trusted her with her spellbook, which is a pretty big deal. Mal desperately wants to be regarded as pure evil. Problem is, she's not. As time goes by, Mal's allegiances start to change, especially when she starts falling for Ben. She's hit with a full-on dilemma: to be evil or to be good. On one hand, being evil will make her mom proud, but on the other hand, being good will make Mal happy. And here's where things start to change for our favorite little witch. When we first meet Mal, we're immediately taken back by her rebellious look. She looks like a total villain, which is very fitting. But as the movie progresses, she starts to lose a bit of her edge. In the first Descendants film, Mal's hair is dark purple with subtle hints of pink in it. It falls to her collarbone in a cool wave and looks totally awesome. She's predominantly dressed in dark purple, which is her mother's favorite color. However, there are hints of pink in her leather jacket, which is pretty funny considering that she dislikes the color. Mal's pants are ripped and lined with leather. Studs decorate her outfit from head to toe, and a few shades of toxic green can be spotted. All in all, Mal's outfit is totally wicked. However, by the end of the movie, Mal's look completely changes. She's seen wearing a lilac gown to Ben's coronation, and she looks like a total princess. This light shade of purple foreshadows Mal's character change. Mal is finally embracing the good side of things and wearing light colors for the first time ever. However, she's still dressed in purple, proving that she still has her mother's mission on the brain. But one thing at a time, right? Mal experiences a huge change of heart at the end of the first Descendants film, and Ben has to do a lot with that. When Mal first met Ben, she didn't really care for him. In fact, she slipped him a love potion so that he would ask her to the coronation ball. You see, the fairy godmother's wand was going to be at the ceremony, and Mal wanted to be in the arm's reach of it. However, when Mal realizes that Ben is truly in love with her, she chooses to follow her heart instead of her mother's orders. This is the first time that Mal makes a decision for herself without her mother overseeing it. so it's a pretty huge deal. Mal chooses to be happy and good, revealing that she wants to live in Auradon permanently. However, Maleficent soon comes to face her only child in a terrifying stare-off. Luckily, Mal is quick to use a spell, turning Maleficent into a tiny lizard. Mal defies the odds and chooses to be herself. This revelation brings her instant happiness, and she gets a dose of what a real happily ever after feels like. But her story's not over yet. Mal's first transformation was revolutionary. Still, it's nothing compared to how much she changed in Descendants 2.
I think I want to be good.
Descendants 2 starts off with the brilliant performance Ways to be Wicked. In this musical number, we see the Mal we know and love. However, it soon becomes clear that everything that is happening on the screen is actually happening in Mal's head. Mal is daydreaming of the way things used to be before she moved to Auradon Prep. She snaps back to reality to reveal that she's no longer the villain we remember. Mal is doing her best to smile at the camera, and she's looking the part. But her perfect exterior starts to crack when she later sees herself appear on the TV screen. The highly anticipated cotillion is on its way, and Mal seems pretty nervous about it. This isn't the cool, calm, and collected Mal we're used to. It's obvious that she's trying to be someone she's not, and it's a little disheartening. While being fitted for her dress, Mal walks over to her spellbook, and she starts using magic. Problem is, using magic is sort of frowned upon at Auradon Prep. Regardless, Mal is on a mission to become the perfect lady, so she enchants herself to memorize a book titled Lady Manners. What's going on with our favorite villain? Mal might have chosen to become a good guy, but she was raised by an evil sorceress on a castaway island. Mal's roots haven't disappeared simply because she's about to become an official lady of the court, and she finds herself thinking about the past more often than she'd like to admit. It's obvious that Mal is trying too hard to fit in, which is making her feel like the odd one out. There are some things that Mal can't let go of, though. For one, she's still using her mother's spellbook despite Evie's request to donate it to a museum.
Well, personally, as your best friend, I strongly believe that this spellbook, it belongs in the museum along with my mirror.
All in all, Mal's roots are still planted in the Isle of the Lost, and the VK seems to be a little homesick. To make matters worse, Ben is Mr. Perfect, and he never slips up. So Mal is desperately trying to do the same. After all, Mal's new allegiance is making headlines, and the exposure is hard for her to deal with. Whereas Ben grew up under the public eye, Mal grew up tormenting children and seniors alike. From the outside, Mal's life seems to be a fairy tale, but once you take a step closer, you realize that something wicked is brewing in her soul. We're so used to seeing Mal in her classic leather outfits and dyed hair that we were stunned by her new look in Descendants 2. Mal is seen wearing whites, yellows, and lace, which is super out of character. And to top it all off, her hair is platinum blonde. However, subtle hints of purple remain at the tips, proving that she's in there somewhere. After using magic and getting busted, Mal and Ben get into a big fight. And in Mal's mind, the fight is the cherry on top of a big preppy milkshake. Mal goes back to her dorm, puts on a new VK suit, and makes the choice to return to the Isle of the Lost. It's here that Dizzy helps Mal return to her roots by giving a fresh new look. By the end of the makeover, the Auradon-inspired Mal is nowhere to be found. Dizzy dyes Mal's hair a purplish pink, and she gives her straight-across bangs and a much-needed haircut. Mal's new look is simply gorgeous. To top it all off, Mal is wearing one of Evie's newest designs. Unlike before, Mal's outfit is more pink than purple, and it has splashes of vibrant green strewn across it. Mal looks better than ever, and thanks to Dizzy, she's ready to take on the world. The Isle of the Lost is exactly how Mal remembers it. Problem is, its inhabitants are even less welcoming than they were before. Mal finds out that she's considered a traitor by the VKs, which is a little too much to bear. It's then revealed that Uma is the big bad of the sequel, and she's not going down without a fight. But more on that later. For now, let's focus on how much Mal's character has changed from the first movie to the next. In Descendants, Mal struggled to be evil because her heart wasn't in it. In Descendants 2, however, Mal is neglecting her villainous side and trying to be perfect like Ben. The social expectations that Auradon is placing on Mal are suffocating to her, and she's yearning to go back to what she knows. Luckily for Mal, she's got amazing friends and a boyfriend who loves her for who she really is, not who she's pretending to be. By the end of Descendants 2, Mal realizes that she doesn't have to choose between being good or evil, because, well, she can be both. This coming-of-age moment really allows Mal to be herself, which is something that magic spell could accomplish. Keep watching to find out how Mal's transformation affected her magical abilities.
Fairy godmother.
Okay, that's me. Thank you.
This belongs in the museum.
Mal is becoming her very own person, and we're loving it. Fans are patiently waiting for the third Descendants movie to be released, but there's no official release date just yet. The Disney Channel kept us busy with the short story Under the Sea, an action-packed teaser trailer. Actress Dove Cameron is reprising her role as Mal. However, this should be the last installment the franchise receives. That is, unless Disney wants to go at it again with a brand new cast. But according to Mal, the story isn't over yet. Last time we checked, Uma was still trying to break free from the Isle of the Lost, and she had an entire pirate crew on her side. The evil sea witch is clearly up to no good. But according to the trailer, there's another villain in town. Hades is bringing his wrath to the Descendants threequel, and things are about to get ugly. The god of the underworld seems to be posing as Mal's father, and fans are going wild with theories. On top of that, Ben's ex-girlfriend is rumored to be working with Dr. Facilier. Princess Audrey obviously has it out for Mal, because, well, she did steal her boyfriend and all. Uma, Hades, Audrey, and Dr. Facilier are coming for Mal and her pals. But do they stand a chance against Maleficent's daughter? We don't think so. After all, Mal's proven to be a lot more powerful than she knows. Much like her personality and fashion style, Mal's magical abilities have evolved from one movie to the next. By now, we all know that Mal is an excellent driver, a talented graffiti artist, and a ruthless fighter. However, there's so much more to her than meets the eye.
I think it's time that Benny Boo got himself a new girlfriend.
Much like her mother, Mal has the ability to cast spells and brew potions. In Descendants, Mal's powers are mediocre. However, she manages to turn Maleficent into a lizard by the end of the film. And let's face it, that's not an easy thing to do. Mal's spells improve come Descendants 2. But the most notable transformation that occurs is her turning in a full-blown dragon. This shocking scene had us catching our jaws before they hit the floor. As a matter of fact, even Mal didn't know that she was capable of altering her physical shape. It's clear that Mal's power is influenced by her emotions, the most powerful one being love. Mal's heart is growing in size, and so are her abilities. We can't wait to see what new powers she'll discover come Descendants 3. Mal's new look is beyond drastic, and we're totally in love with it. Although D3 is still a while away, we've got plenty of fashion propaganda to go on. This outfit reveals what we suspected. Mal has finally become her own person. Despite not being on good speaking terms with her mother, Mal is still repping her colors. She's grown out her bangs and dyed her hair a vibrant purple. In fact, it looks like Mal ditched the color pink altogether. Mal's new outfit is practical and stylish. It's definitely what a warrior would want to wear to battle. And since a huge war is on its way, this look is super fitting. Mal's decked out in leather and her outfit is pretty futuristic. She's wearing green combat boots and a cropped leather jacket with cuts in the sleeves. We've never seen her look this wicked. Here's a sneak peek at Mal's newest gown. Isn't it breathtaking? The asymmetrical dress is inspired by Mal's shape-shifting abilities. There's a pink dragon strewn across a purple background that is hemmed in green. Mal's even sporting some dragon wings on her back. This look yells, "I'm a BK and I'm proud of it." It's nice seeing Mal feeling comfortable in her own skin. What do you guys think about her transformation? Mal spent most of her life hiding her feelings and following her mother's orders, but that all changed when Ben decided to allow 4 VKs to attend Oridon Prep. Despite being the Beauty and the Beast's son, Ben immediately fell in love with Maleficent's daughter. This adorable love at first sight moment was definitely one-sided though. Luckily for Ben, Mal eventually realized how amazing love could be. She chose to be good instead of bad. However, she later realized that she didn't have to choose between the two. She could just be who she wanted to be. Mal's come a long way and she wants to help other VKs do the same. We've learned so much about Mal throughout the first 2 films. However, one burning question remains. Who is Mal's father and why is she so powerful? Mal was told that her father was human. However, this seems to be a lie considering how dominant her magics are. In fact, she might even be stronger than Maleficent herself. But Mommy Dearest probably doesn't want to know that. Mal's a natural-born leader who would make an amazing queen. So we can't wait to see what she and Ben get up to once the score is settled. So are you guys excited to see Mal's evolution reach its final stage? Because we sure are. Let us know which Descendants character you want us to cover next in the comments below. Feeling wicked? Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to The Things. We post new videos every day, so hit that notification bell to stay up to date with the latest Descendants news. Thanks for watching and see you next time.